Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Diane and my passion is painting and creating in my studio. Every day I share a video with you on YouTube in which I paint and create all sorts of nature-inspired pictures. I also share loads of tips on how to make the most of your painting journey, interrupted fairly frequently by our family of dogs, cats, chickens and sheep. So welcome on board, click subscribe and turn on notifications, and let's learn to paint watercolour. Hi everyone and welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to do a quick unboxing. I've just received a little parcel from a company called Viviva who make these colour sheets, and they've sent me 2 sets, and they've also sent me a nice little sketchbook here. So that's really kind of them. So I'm going to open them up and see what's inside, and this is literally I've looked them up on the internet and I know what they are roughly, what they are is sheets of watercolour paint on pieces of paper. So we have a little booklet like this, and each of these colour swatches, they remind me of the sort of thing that you used to get when you were going to be painting your house, your walls. You'd get these swatches, but unfortunately those swatches weren't made from real paint, but these are. And the idea is that you take your brush and you pick up some of the colour from these swatches, and then you can go ahead and paint with them. And I think the idea is that they're portable and you can go outside with them and carry them easily with you wherever you go. So this is, I'm not sure what this is. Stick this to the main booklet. Oh, to make it so that it stands up, perhaps? Okay, well, that's interesting, and I assume that the other one is the same. Now, there was supposed to be, according to this, a water brush in there, and there isn't. But this one's got one. Oh, this one's not open. It looks as if somebody opened that other packet and then packed it up again. Oh well, you can never, can't look a gift, what do they say? You shouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. So, I won't. So this one's called Spring. So those colours are perhaps more pastel, and these are more basic colours perhaps. I presume the tracing paper is to stop them from contaminating one another. Okay, now obviously you know that I don't normally paint like this with colours that are pre-mixed. So I imagine this would be quite handy though for if you like to do colouring in. So a drawing perhaps in pen and ink that you then go ahead and paint just with a little touch of colour here and there. So having one of these in your handbag, if you are the kind of person that likes to go out and sketch, I could imagine that that could be quite handy. And then, okay, so that's interesting. We'll see how that goes in terms of intensity in a minute. I'll give that a try. And this is an A5 £120 paper, hot pressed. Really? This is very confusing actually. This looks like a nice sketchbook. That's very thick paper. That is as thick as, if not thicker than, the Etcher sketchbook. And it's not hot pressed. This is cold pressed paper. So I think I must have the wrong cover on it. That's how it came to me anyway, but that's not hot pressed paper. It is not smooth. It is a lovely texture actually, and I think that's going to be really, well, it should be nice to paint on. It doesn't say whether or not it's cotton or a mixture. or what? What does it say on the back? Made from eco-friendly paper in India. Viviva Colours is founded by two brothers, Aditya and Rohan. Our mission is to make art more convenient and spread the joy of painting to everyone. We make the Viviva Colorsheets, the revolutionary watercolours in form of a small booklet. We are a socially conscious, family-owned business. Our products are handmade by local women in our community. We welcome you to our Viviva family. That's very nice. Well, I think the logical thing to do is to actually go through and swatch all of these out. So I'm starting with the basic set, and I've gone to the back of my sketchbook, and I am going to go through one by one and just try these out, and just paint a little square. Very strong colour. That is just a touch on there. Very, very strong colour. That's great. That's crimson and deep pink. Looks like this looks like cadmium red and alizarin crimson, and this one is called vermilion, which is a standard colour for paint. So, oh look, quinacridone gold. They call that dusk orange. I call that quinacridone. That's fantastic. And then we have what they call chrome yellow, which is a good strong cadmium yellow deep, I would say. Yellow ochre, which is what it says on the tin. After I've done this, I'll go through and label them, so I've got a record of what I'm painting. So I'll leave a space. Burnt umber. Burnt sienna. Now that's interesting. Burnt umber, I would have expected that to be a bit darker. So that's more like a dark yellow ochre, really. It's not really what I would call burnt umber. Anyway, just need to know, it doesn't matter. Light green, well that looks like sap green. So that's great. Good sap green. Oh, but then there is one called sap green, which I would call olive green. Now that's a bit confusing. No, that's not sap green, that is olive green, although it's called sap green. And then we've got viridian. That's going to be oh, that looks like phthalo blue. That's phthalo blue. This they call peacock blue. It seems to be a metallic colour. And yes, I can agree with that. That looks like peacock blue. And I've got one called Caribbean blue, which is very similar to that. And then we've got Persian blue here, which is a ultramarine blue, that is. It's quite a nice blue, ultramarine on the cobalty side, but it certainly looks like ultramarine. This one looks gold here, but it says violet. It's got some kind of metallic substance in it, but yes, that looks like Windsor violet. Magenta, that's a good pink. That looks like somewhere between permanent rose and alizarin crimson. Permanent rose or opera. Then we have slate black, which is what it says on the tin. I would probably be inclined to call that lamp black. So there we are. Are there any more? No. Okay, so we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 colours. Basic colours, standard colours that you would find in any set that you bought. And so far the paper looks pretty good. It's not gone through to the other side. So we'll go and fetch the other set here, the spring set this is. And these colours are going to probably be a little bit more, might be a bit more dilute. I don't know, we'll see. So we have Vivid Red. Oh, that's a very nice scarlet, isn't it? That's a bit different from the, what did they call that one here? Crimson. Yes, it's a bit warmer, a bit less blue, a bit more, well, Scarlet Lake I think I would probably describe that as. This is Cherry Blossom. That's not a colour I've ever used. So we'll just go with Cherry Blossom. Burgundy. Now that would be a good colour for painting flowers. You can see those three would go very well together to do roses. And saffron for me is yellow. Well, that's kind of burnt orange, isn't it? Happy Yellow. Oh, that's Lemon Yellow. Tree Bark Brown. I'm hoping this is going to be a good dark brown. That looks more like Burnt Umber than the one in the other set, which they called Burnt Umber. So that's good. It's decent brown. Whoops. And then we've got Foliage Green. Whoopsie. Wanted to put it there. Foliage Green. That's another sap green. Yeah, it's the same, I think. I'll just see if I can lift that off. Test for the paper. Will it lift? Not too bad. I have had worse. Okay, so that was Foliage Green, and this is Olive Green, which is true. It's similar to what they called Sap Green in the last set. Lemongrass. That looks like Viridian to me. I'm not quite sure why they feel the need to give them different names. It's just confusing. That's Cerulean Blue. They call it Ocean Blue. Looks like cerulean to me. Midnight Blue. That's a nice navy blue. That could be indigo. But fairly, and then they've got one called Indigo below there, which is a kind of violet colour. It's very important to do this if you're going to have a set of these paints that have weird names, because, you know, if I say to you, use Viridian Green, and when you go to what they say is Viridian, it turns out to be something else. Or, I mean, like this, indigo. That's not indigo. Indigo is like this, but darker. That is a violet of some sort. I'm not sure I've got a tube colour like that, but it certainly isn't indigo. Metallic red. It's a nice bright red if you fancy painting post boxes. Metallic baby pink. That's a repeat of this cherry blossom with a metallic element in it, I think. Then we have metallic light green. I can't see any metallic effect there particularly. I think that's a bit of a gimmick. And that is basically a light sap green, metallic sky blue. Yes, that's a nice bright turquoise-ish kind of colour. And that's it, I think. Okay, I can see that there's going to be a problem when you use these, because when you close them, immediately the tissue paper in between picks up the paint, so it's going to be messy in a way, although it's fine when you close it. Okay, so now I have all the colours swatched out, and yes, so I suppose the thing to do is to paint something, and I'm thinking maybe I might paint a sunset. I'm going to work from the back because then if I paint something horrible, which is quite likely, it won't matter. So I'm going to get my washi tape and put the border on. And maybe I'll use thinner one because the paper's quite small, 5 by 7. So I'll just put a thin border. This is just to give me an edge. I think this will be okay. It's turned really cold today. The temperature's gone through the floor. My husband said this morning, I was cold last night. I need a warmer duvet. It's July. You shouldn't have to put your winter duvet on in July, should you? Okay, so now let us see. If we were to do a sunset, we would need to probably put a horizon line. Let's say it's sunset over, what shall we do? What shall we do? Okay, let's just try out the colours. Let us try out the colours now. How do I decide? That's the spring one. Let's try the basic one. And we need to find the blues. Where are the blues? This is not my normal thing, so we will start with the darkest blue at the top. That was Persian blue, was it? Oh no, that's kind of... So we want this one. It's midnight blue. Okay. Well, you can only dye once. I have a nice little flat brush. So I think I'll wet the surface first. And then I'm going to pick up the midnight blue and drop that in at the top. And we're on a slight slope, but let's make the slope a little steeper so the paint can run. And then I need, let's try, ooh, that's exciting, metallic sky blue. And blend that a little bit maybe. And then I think I'll switch to pink. And try to blend that in. And what I want is a sort of yellow colour. I'm going to look at my chart. I think I need that one. I need to write the names on them, don't I? Was that saffron? And perhaps put in some streaks of, oops, it's supposed to be burgundy, it looks like brown. Well, interesting. That was burgundy. This is difficult. This is a very difficult way to paint. I haven't got any idea what I'm doing. I think I'm going to have to go over that. What's my darkest colour? Black. Okay. Now I've decided to come in with some oranges and this is vermilion. And then I'm going to put a little bit more of the vermilion up here over the pink. And the dusk orange to blend in and make it sort of streaky. So this is, you could say, a desert sunset. want that blue. I need something like that one, which is in the spring set, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 back from the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one. Paper dries really fast. Ooh. Going to wash some of that out, and hopefully the paper will stand up to it. Okay, now I want some dark blue, a navy blue, for example. I don't know, midnight blue. Yes, that will do. Midnight blue at the top. Okay, and then I'm going to dry that with my vacuum cleaner. I'll use a hairdryer. Okay, so that's actually turned out quite nicely. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a profile, or a silhouette rather, of cactus in front of this. And so I'm just going to draw I'm using a reference for a profile of a cactus. It's not something I'm terribly familiar with myself, painting cactuses, so we'll start with one, and then I'm going to go for a dark blue, I think, on top of the orange. That should give us a dark brown colour. And if we need to strengthen it up, so this is a silhouette, so I'm not going to put any what do you call it, shape to it, well, any details. This is peacock blue going over orange. There we are, and and just smooth that out a bit. There. I'm going to darken that side a little bit, I think. Okay, so I've drawn in another cactus, which I'm going to put in front and make it bigger. And while I was doing that, I suddenly realised what I can do, which is going to be very helpful, is I'm just going to paint a little bit of each colour, pick it up from there and then put it on the actual label itself, so I know what I'm dealing with. So this is Persian blue. And I'm probably going to paint this in Persian blue to start with, because it is completely silhouetted. And if it doesn't come out dark enough when it dries, then I'll go over it with some black. It doesn't matter if there's a bit of variation in the intensity of the black, because we're not trying to do a print, are we? We're not trying to print something in black ink or something. It's not that kind of painting. So basically this paper is tolerant, very tolerant. It's very forgiving. Doesn't mind having colour washed off of it. It says it's hot pressed, but I wouldn't call it hot pressed. I think it's a soft cold press, not NOT paper, not hot pressed. Oh, I've done that one wrong. This needs to be taller. And then this is violet, so I can put a bit more of that along the bottom here. And I'm sort of thinking, what about an aloe? Here or here? So just... I think I can hear strains of the good and the bad and the ugly in the distance. Now we have to put the moon in. So I'm mixing up some white gouache, and then I'm going to just painting a crescent moon like that, high in the sky. And there we are, one desert landscape with a sunset painted with these interesting paints by Viviva in their rather lovely sketchbook. And so there's a final painting. Hope you enjoyed that exploration of something completely different today. And yeah, why not? Oh, I tell you what, before we go, while I'm saying to you, if you did enjoy that, would you consider giving me a like and subscribing to the channel? That would be wonderful. We're 2/3 of the way to 10,000 subscribers now, which is unbelievable. And thank you so much, everybody, for being loyal and kind and generous subscribers. It's marvelous. Go to the website dianeantone.com if you want to download any of our sketches so that you can paint some of the more sophisticated paintings yourself. But this one, I think you could probably paint along with me and produce a nice sunset like that. Yeah, give it a try. All depends on your paper. So yes, we've got some information below in the description for reasonable paper to buy at a low price. But you might want to consider giving yourself a chance with one of these little sketchbooks. They're not expensive. And it was sent to me from Germany, although it's made in India. Anyhow, I'll say goodbye for now, and thank you very much for being here. And I'll see you again soon. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.